Okay, everybody, welcome back to my vlog. It has been a while, right? 1 month around that. Or two, perhaps two. So I have been pretty busy, but here I am, back again, and I promise I will upload more regularly. So stay tuned, follow, subscribe. I would be very appreciate for your support. So I got a new setup right here. It's a boom arm with a microphone recording directly to my Mac, and this is an Audio Technica ATR 2100X. Tell me if you like this microphone because, well, I really like it. So, let's get it ready, shall we? Okay, today I have a very interesting story to tell you. With the support of my best friend, who is living in the US right now, finally, after 7 years, I can build a PC, a desktop PC. And after nearly 3 years without a desktop PC, I can finally back to the PC master race. Yeah, I mean, that has been a long time for me because I have been switched into a Mac user and a console peasant. But no, this thing no longer now, right? PC master race. Here we are. So my friend, he helped me to secure some components from Micro Center, which has very good prices for a lot of PC related stuff. And here we are today. I just want to share with you some of the story about how me and my friend we decided to, well, purchase these components to build my PC. Yeah. And what are we going to do with that? Okay. Let's begin with the most important feature first, most important components first, the brain of the PC, a CPU. Now, of course, all of you need a CPU. All of everything we do right now need a CPU. Your laptop have a CPU, your phone have CPU, even your internet router have a CPU. But I will not go, okay, this is an AMD Ryzen 7 5700G. 8 core, 16 threads, maximum at 4.6 gigahertz. All the fancy thing. And it have an integrated APU, so it can play games. Okay, of course, it can do other things, but, well, it also can play games, which is a nice thing. Now, of course, I know there's like two kinds of CPU, popular CPU nowadays on the market. The blue team blue, let's call that Intel, and team red, let's call AMD. I don't want to be a nerd to go detail for that, but technically, if you are a conventional person, mainstream user, or you just don't want to, research a lot about computers, you go for Intel. Everybody knows Intel. If you are a nerd, a little bit eccentric, and you like something cool, let's go for the AMD. Simple like that. Okay, so first, it's a CPU. Now we go for the second important component called the motherboard. Yeah, this motherboard is heavy as hell. So I go for Asus because, Asian, Asus, these cool things. So for the AMD, Asus, usually a mainboard will use two chipsets. But we're talking about a mainboard. Some mainboard only use Intel CPU, some mainboard go in for AMD CPU. And I never seen anything that can run both. So be careful about that, right? So you choose CPU first and you choose a motherboard accordingly. Now going for the CPU, the motherboard, basically AMD have two series, right? The B series is mean like popular or basic, right? And the X series, extreme. The name kind of explains itself, right? You like something affordable, something decent, something that can work what you want it to work. You go for the B series. You have extra buck to spend in, you go for the X series. Just make sure you get the latest chipset so that it can run with your CPU. And also, all the extra thing is for, extra, like HDMI and DisplayPort, and lots of USB, some Type-C, some Thunderbolt, Gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth built-in. Well, just choose depending on your needs. Like you need something, you pick that. You don't need that, you can ignore that. Simple like that. Oh, and by the way, pay attention to the size. This heavy box here is heavy because this is a standard ATX size mainboard. ATX means standard. Standards mean like 60-70% of the mainboard on the market will be ATX. It's big, so it requires a big case to work with, but it's spacious. You can put a lot of things inside and it let the air flow in easily because again the case will be big. You can go for the smaller like M-ATX or the tiny, the ITX. But well, if you want to have an ITX or you plan to have an ITX, you're possibly like a professional. So I will not talk about that now. The next thing is a RAM, RAM. So everybody knows RAM, right? Now the phone, if you use iPhone, then you possibly get about 8 gig of RAM, 4 gigs, 8 gig of RAM. You use Android, we are talking about 8 gig or 12 gigs. The popular laptop go for 8. The popular like high-end laptop go for 16 gig of RAM. Technically, the more RAM you have, the better you are. This kit are 2 sticks of 16 gig. That goes for 32. Sweet baby Jesus. Alright, why 2? Because according to the rule of RAM, 2 is always better than 1. So it means 2 sticks of 4 gigs are better than 1 stick of 8. 2 sticks of 16 is better than 1 stick of 32. So for RAM, always go for 2. Oh, and there will be the star for today's show. Okay, everybody, ready for the star? This is a graphic card. And the name explains the function. It is used to run graphic application, aka games. Okay, I'm a gamer. I play games not just because I like games, not just because I'm like big fan of this game or that game. I play games because it has been a part of my life. Like people drink coffee in the morning. I play game for 30 years. So this thing can help me to play at least all the games on the market at medium to high setting at 1080p resolution. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of like higher end graphic card, but that also costs exorbitantly. Especially with the craziness nowadays, like every graphic card would cost an arm and a leg. My friend with some, I don't know what magic that he has, he managed to secure an RX 6600 for me. It's a VGA from AMD Radeon, so it goes really well with the CPU. But you can go for NVIDIA if you like Blue Team. Who knows? Just like get what you can within your budget. And you don't wait. GPU will just like out of stock super fast. So when you find that and you can pay for that, you get that. Simple like this. And I really hope that with this one, sweet, I'm going to play some games in there. I'm going to stream some games as well. So tell me what game you want to see me streaming and we may talk about that. Alright. So we have the CPU, we have the motherboard, we have the RAM. How can all this thing runs? I mean, yeah. You just plug it in and you hope that it will run. No, of course not. And that's why we will have something called the power supply unit or the PSU. Okay, give me a second. This thing is super heavy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the Corsair HX850. Now this thing will, you plug your power cable in here, and from this one, you plug some cable and will supply the power to all the component. And you know what's great about this thing? Fully modular. So I can decide which cable I need, plug it in. The cable I don't need, I don't plug it in. My case would look nice, tidy, and clean. Oh, and 850 is mean it go for 850 watt. This thing can run anything. Well, unless I want to go for 23080 Ti, so I need like a 1000 or 1200. But that will not be the case for today. Not in the foreseeable future. Right. What else do I need to show? Oh, the case. I cannot show you the case because that's too heavy to hold it on one hand and present it to you. This will be featured, the case will be featured in the next part of this video called the building a PC video. It will take a lot of time. It will take at least like a couple of hours, and now it's nearly 2 a.m. in the morning, and I don't think I have time to do that right now. So leave it later for tomorrow. But stay tuned, everybody, because I will build a PC and I will hopefully walk you through the step of building PC. And let me share with you the moment when you finish building that and you press the power button for the first time. It just beep and you be like, oh, hallelujah. So for now, I think that's all, right? I just cannot wait to share my excitement with you. That's why I have to make that vlog like late at night like this. It's just so good to be back to the PC, building stuff. I mean, it's just so good to be here. Thanks, my friend, for supporting me in getting all the part that I need. Thank you for watching like my vlog, and well, see you next time. Good night and goodbye.